today's lesson is I can write and solve equations from application problems. Basically, we're going to be working with word problems. Now, our first two problems are review questions using decimals. So these you should be able to do on your own. Draw your line, show your inverse operations, and check your answer. And then we'll come back together and check after you do this independently. So pause the video, give them a try, and then check your work. So after you solve these problems, the first one we have to use multiplication to solve, and you get x equals 24.32. And the second one we would use addition to undo or for our inverse operation, and we would get y equals 19.34. Our first problem says Emily has saved $345 for a trip to France. She needs a total of $1,500. Let S represent how much she still needs to save to write and solve an equation. So when I think about my equations, remember I always like to say what it equals. It needs to equal a total of $1,500 because that's how much total money I'm going to need for my trip. Now I have to think about what I have. I already have $345, and then I need some more money, but I don't know how much, so I call it S, because that's what our problem said to use. S is the extra money that I still need in order to reach that goal of $1,500. So right here is my equation. It's an addition equation this time. So now I can go ahead and solve, draw my line, do my inverse operations, and anything I do on one side, I have to do to the other side. And when I subtract $1,500 minus $345, I end up with $1,155. So let's check to make sure we did that right. Is 345 plus 1,155 equal to 1,500? Yes, it is. So we have to write our answer in that sentence. She still needs, dollar sign always goes in front, $1,155. So that's how much she still has to save. And here is my solution. Our next problem says BMS, or Butler Middle School, has collected $440 for charity by charging $5 to let teachers wear jeans. Write and solve an equation showing our relationship. So I know my total is how much we've collected. So I've collected a total, or it's going to equal $440. Now on the other side, it's because they charged $5 for each pair of jeans we wore. That's a repeated addition problem or a multiplication. $5 for every teacher that wears jeans, and if I multiply that money together, or those numbers together, I'll get my total of $440. So here's my equation. I'm going to divide by 5 to solve on both sides. And when I take 440 divided by 5, I end up with 88. So I'll check my answer. 5 times 88, 440. Yep, that works out. And so my answer is 88 teachers wore jeans. That's how many teachers wore jeans on that specific day for our fundraiser. Our last problem says, an upcoming field trip, our Quest teachers need to split the kids into groups. Each group will have 24 kids, and we will split the kids into 5 groups. My question I need to know is, how many kids are there? Write and solve an equation to show this. When you write your equation, I would like you to use K to represent the number of kids. And then go ahead and pause this video and try the problem on your own, then come back and check your work. So there's a couple different ways we could have thought about this problem, but when you write an equation, we like to keep our variable as part of the math we're going to be solving. We don't like it set equal to our variable. And so I have to take the number of kids and divide them into 24 4 kids and have that equal 5 groups. If you have your 5 and your 24 in other spots, that works too. You could have also had the equation K divided by 5 groups would be 24 kids in a group. All of these equations are the same. So both of those would work out well, depending on how you thought about this problem. And no matter what one you solve, you should end up with that 120 to get 120 kids total.